You're stuck in an elevator with a potential client. Hearts race, sweat beads, the classic elevator pitch, a 30-second sell looms. But what if that old chestnut isn't your best shot anymore? Daniel Pink's To Sell is Human flips the script. Selling isn't just for salespeople anymore. It's what everyone does all the time, so what's the new secret handshake in the art of moving others? Let's crack that code. Forget always be closing. Pink rewrites the sales playbook. You're no longer a shark circling a deal. You're a likable guide helping others navigate choices, a subtle but powerful shift. Pink tells the story of Mary Kay Ash, founder of Mary Kay Cosmetics. She made her salespeople win by teaching them to see the world through customers' eyes, tuning in instead of pushing hard. She embodied attunement, a skill far more valuable than the stereotypical loud, aggressive salesman pounding on doors. He compares buoyancy, the ability to stay resilient after rejection, to a life raft in a stormy sea. Salespeople who quit at the first no sink, but those with buoyancy keep paddling, riding waves of doubt and setbacks until they reach shore. This attitude isn't about blind optimism, it's about practical persistence with emotional savvy. Lastly, clarity is the new persuasion. In a world drowning in information, your real power is helping others see their choices clearly. Pink shows how great sellers don't just convince, they simplify complex options, giving people an off-ramp that makes saying yes easier and less stressful. That 30-second sales pitch you're rehearsing, Pink says it's dead. Today, you need 6 radically different ways to share your idea that actually work. Pink tells about a startup founder who abandoned the typical spiel and instead led with questions in meetings. Rather than dumping facts, she started conversations. What if you could cut costs by half? That question hooked listeners instantly, opening their minds before she offered solutions. Then there's the power of storytelling. Pink shares the example of a teacher pitching a new curriculum who switched from a bullet point presentation to sharing a single student's transformation. That story delivered far more impact, sticking in the minds of skeptical administrators. Finally, personalization is king. Pink points out how the best elevator pitches feel like a handshake, warm, tailored, and human. Generic speeches fade fast, but a message customized to your listeners' needs creates instant rapport and trust, turning a pitch into a genuine connection. Understanding others feels like mind reading, but Pink breaks it down to 3 simple rules. Master these and persuasion moves from guesswork to science. Pink recounts a New York restaurant owner who boosted sales by letting customers choose their table instead of insisting where they sat. By giving up control, he gained more loyalty and returned business. A classic example that power isn't always about domination, but about subtle influence. The second rule, thoughts shift when framed positively. Pink illustrates this through political campaigns where emphasizing hopeful futures swayed undecided voters far better than doom and gloom warnings. Mindsets open wider when people see promise, not just problems. Finally, he highlights the magic of questions that invite thought rather than shut down discussion. Asking, "How might we solve this?" opens creativity, while "Why can't we?" slams doors shut. It's about expanding possibilities by framing conversations the right way. Remember that elevator scene? The old pitch suddenly feels stale when you realize selling is about helping, not hustling. You don't have to be loud or pushy, attune, buoy, clarify. So next time you want to move someone, ask yourself, how can I make this easier for them? Here's a quick try now. Ask a curious question instead of spitting a speech. Watch the doors open. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.